The NCAA has moved one step closer to allowing athletes and athletic department staffers to gamble on pro sports. Illinois AD Josh Whitman, who's the chairman of the committee, said in a statement, quote, that the committee remains concerned about the risks associated with all forms of sports gambling, but ultimately voted to reduce restrictions on student athletes in this are more so that they are better to align with their campus peers. In layman's terms, if your roommate's gambling, you should gamble too.
No, your roommate's playing, and here's what you do. You're setting up, getting them used to it, and they're going to say, I could do this in college football. Like I just, you know what I mean? Like, I got more information in college football. I could bet against my team. They'll never know. I'll get my friends. I'll give them inside information. Like, you're setting up a situation where you're making them feel comfortable about gambling, and then you can't tell me that once they start with the pro that they're not going to want to bet.
Go to college
because they know more about college. They're actually playing college football, right?
Yeah. Listen,
Kelvin, this is a mistake.
Dude, we're on the same page. There's multiple reasons why this is a mistake. Let me walk you through this. Number one, we already have an increase in young adults, specifically young men, becoming more and more addicted to gambling. In fact, let me go to the numbers. Helpline calls for 18 to 24-year-old age group increased over 60% since 2019. And last year they did a survey that found 10% of men between 18 and 30 scored as problem gamblers compared to 3% of the general population. So you have a bunch of young men who are effectively having gambling problems. You know what else doesn't help? The simplification of the in-access. Right? It feels like an app. Just go to Prize Picks, go to FanDuel.
It's like ordering a pizza.
Exactly. And so the ease and access to young folk, it doesn't feel like gambling because it's only $5. I can put $5.
You're not going to the window with money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It gives it like you have to think about
fun.
that.
All I
Exactly.
got to do is put $100 in, and it starts to catch up for those who have problems with it.
We're going to the 11th in Los Angeles.
Tejas Hernandez struck
out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think it's problematic. A couple other things too, Rob. You know who college athletes are cool with?
Pro athletes.
Pro athletes. The guys who left the school. If I'm on a basketball team at UCLA, well, I know the football players too. What's up, man? Yeah. And then they go to the pros, and then you know, hey, man, what's up? Yeah, my hamstring a little off right now. Just little things like we've always talked about.
Hey, did you hear that
problematic.
So-and-so Matt Stafford's not playing this week? What?
Yeah.
I haven't read that.
100%.
No, I'm telling you, his ribs are messed up. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And you get the insider information. And what the college is saying is they said that abstinence with young people doesn't work. Meaning when you tell them to abstain from something, right? Hey, tell them don't drink. They're going to drink. Tell them don't have sex. They're going to have sex. So, but that's a terrible thing in this situation because you're setting them up for a possible addiction. And lastly, I think the NCAA was setting them up for a class action lawsuit at some point where a bunch of young people can say, you knew this was a problem for young people, yet you allowed it. Now I have a gambling addiction. I'm in trouble. I've lost my home. I've lost my life. I'm in prison because I was doing crazy stuff to get money. I feel like the NCAA would set themselves up for 5 years, 10 years from now, a class action lawsuit where you okayed something where the numbers and statistics say this is already a problem for young people.
Yeah. I don't if you're not like your roommate. You're not. You're playing college football at a high level. You're not the same, right? Like there's something different, and they're treated differently, right? Than the other kids in the school for because they're athletes and whatnot, and there's some different rules and regulations for them. This falls into that.
Yep.
That's what I sign up for, to play major college football or whatever it is, right? That's what I've signed up for. That's not. Oh, that was earlier. I was like,
"This is game. We would have been. Monty would have passed out."
I just turned my head and you see a home run, and you're like, "But it's a replay," and I was like, "Oh my!"
I'm not gonna lie. With 26
Am I
TVs
right?
in here, the replays get me all the time.
I thought it was gone until they just showed Kershaw. Then I realized that was last night. But you get my point.
Is that why you knew it was gone?
Yeah, I knew it was gone. It was long gone.
Easy.
Well, Schwarber's coming up, and that's the guy you got to be
know.
careful about.
You do. And at this point, you feel like he's due one. That's the worrisome if you're the Dodgers. Vesia and now for them. But I just don't – it's just a bad idea. And what did we talk about a bunch, actually, with the NBA? The NBA is ducking and dodging these issues, right? You got Porter, who got caught up, Jonte Porter. And then you got Terry Rozier, who got caught up, and all of a sudden he's exonerated, and you got Malik Beasley, and all of a sudden he's exonerated. So my point is, this is already problematic as something that's growing, increasing in the pros. To me, you're amplifying it and allowing it to be a problem with the young people as well. And I just don't think it's wise. Some things are just sitting there obvious, like that's an obvious occurrence why that's not a good decision.
Right, and it's not forever. You're playing college football. When it's over, you can be a regular person.
Do whatever you
choose.
And
do whatever you choose. Just like the same old thing. Everybody's different. And in college, this is opening up a Pandora's box where you're going to have look how easy this is. Hey, I know more about the USC football team. I know the quarterback's banged up. I can make some money off of this.
Rob, you're relying on teenage boys and girls to uphold the rules and only do it for the professionals. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you do know you can go on Prize Picks and all that and do for college sports, right? And you're just opening it up for more chances for them to make dumb decisions because we know, especially young men, they don't make wise decisions till they're 24, 25, 26 when your brain is fully developed. So I don't think it's wise. Should it be all right for the college kids to be able to gamble on pro sports? Is that a bad segue getting them into potentially some bad things? They would say they're going to do it anyway. That's what college is saying. So abstinence ain't the thing. So let them do it since they're doing it anyway. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Andre in Massachusetts. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, to pass the law in the real world means nothing. To enforce the law is everything. And finally, college athletics is seeing this. That's why I don't have a problem with them saying what the reality is, which is they can't enforce this anyway. So let's just allow them to bet what they're already doing in terms of fantasy draft kits on the pro sports. Where they do need to have some oversight and enforcement is what's going on within college sports, where it is a casino royale. Everybody's making money hand over fist. So they got to get their own house in order and make sure that they're getting ahead of some of these cheating scandals like we're starting to see bubble up in the professional ranks, i.e. the NBA, right? The NBA is starting to see these things, and it's happening, and they're trying to get their arms around it. It's happening with fringe players, but what's to say it's not going to happen with star players? So I agree with college sports. Right. Allow it at the pro level, but get your arms around this with the out-of-control NIL.
No, but what's going to stop them, Andre? Here's my issue. Once they start doing it with pro, what's going to stop them from trying college? I know more about college. I know guys on other teams. I know people who are hurt. I know what's going on. I'll have an easier chance on getting college right. Do you see my point?
Rob, I do see your point. That's why they need to mirror the NBA. And when you see these things happen and somebody, because the gambling houses know when people are cheating, when so you can track the data, catch somebody in college and make an example out of them to shut them down, right? That's what you need to do rather than focusing on the professional ranks where you have no oversight and control. Thanks for taking the call.
No doubt, Dre. Appreciate you. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.